Do you hate trying to figure out which tire shine to use for your muscle car? Hate trying to figure out complicated bottles? How do they even work? Which way do they go? Fed up with having your beautiful tire shine sling off the tire as soon as you start driving? Oh, nobody's got time for that. There's got to be a better way. Why not try going from this to this? Permashine? Okay. I guess I'll try it. Oh, yeah. On your Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to try this stuff I found called Permashine tire coating from Exoforma Car Care. And apparently I must have whispered something about tire coating in my sleep. My phone heard me because these ads started popping up, and I figured, what the heck, I'll try it out. I do put tire coating on my tires sometimes because I like them shiny. Some people don't, and apparently this is gives it a shiny coating, especially if you put a couple coats on it. So it may not be for everybody, but if you're interested to see how it works, I'm going to do the best job I can at applying it, because apparently you do have to prepare the tire. You don't just put it on there right out of the box. You've got to degrease it and clean it real good, and then it sticks better. So because I'm not a normal person, I'm just going to take the tires off. I figure if I'm going to do this, I may as well kill two birds with one stone and go ahead and do a tire rotation. I'm a little early on the rotation, but whatever. So I already have it up on jack stands, and I'm going to take all the wheels off, take them outside, give them a good scrub, let them dry, sit in the sun for a little bit, and make sure there's no moisture on there and they're nice and clean and degreased. Then I'm going to add this Permashine tire coating, and we'll see how it works. So I'll be the guinea pig for any of you guys that are wondering about this stuff, because I know it's probably been showing up on some social media ads. So let's check it out. Okay, they're all outside ready to give a nice bath to. And since I'm going to rotate them, I wrote on there where they came from. Front left, that one says back left upside down, and so on. That way, after I scrub them down, move them around, I'll know where they go back, because I'm going to rotate the tires. I don't want to put them back where they where I took them off from. So let's get to scrubbing. So the preparation is really the hardest part about the whole thing. You'll see later the application part's pretty easy. But I used some Dawn dish soap to cut through all the grease, and then some Simple Green. And then I went back and dried it off with my blower, and then kind of knocked a couple things off with my paper towel and my finger. Then went back again with some Simple Green, and one more time just for good measure. And then put them out in the sun, let them dry. So I could make sure I had the proper amount of prep work done. Okay, I've got them about as clean as I think I can get them. And I used my blower to blow most of it off. And then I came back with this bad boy, little air hose, and tried to get all the small little crevices and everything. But it looks pretty good. I mean, that's about as good as I think I can get it with the prep work. But apparently the prep work, just like any paint job, which in essence I guess this is what you're doing, that's where the hard work is. So we're gonna let these bake for a little while, and then we'll apply that coating and see what it looks like. That'll be the moment of truth. Well, while the tires are drying, let's go ahead and spiffy up these beautiful SRT Brembo brakes. We can get these. They're not terribly dirty because I've got the Z26 Performance pads on here, so they're actually not as dusty as the factory Brembos. So really just a quick little wipe down, and these babies are good as new looking. Here we go. Look at that. Beautiful. I'll hit all the other ones, and then we're that much closer to putting on our tire shine. All right, I think I've got them all dry enough. No water is anywhere. It's nice and dry and rubbery and fresh looking. And they said this stuff is sticky, so I went ahead just to err on the side of caution and put some blue tape around the edge of the wheels. That way, because it says if you get something on there, to wipe it off really quickly. Well, instead of worrying about that, I figure I'll just put some tape down and see what that does. But anyway, here's what we're starting with right here. So I'm going to set the camera up, and we're just going to apply it like it says to and see what it looks like. So make sure you use a microfiber sponge. I use one from Chemical Guys, and it worked great. And when you're applying it, definitely use the tape, because it saved me a couple times, because this stuff is really runny. And even though I tried to swipe it and dab it where I needed to get it in all the places, you still want to be very careful. And the tape saved me a couple times, so definitely to make sure you do that. Okay, that first coat is on, and it went on easy enough. You guys saw I just kind of dabbed and swiped, dabbed and swiped, dabbed and swiped. It's really difficult though to get down into the that inner lip with that big sponge. And a lot of guys I've seen do this, they don't even put the stuff in there, but I figured I'd give it a shot, especially since I have the tape. But it looks pretty good so far. I mean, it has the good shine that I like. I'll put a second coat on here. It says to let it dry for 30 minutes. I'll put a second coat on, and then we'll let that dry, and then we'll put the tires back on, wheels back on the car. And it says don't get it wet for 24 hours. So I'll just park it in the garage and let her be, and see how it ends up. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. So we are going to put on the second coat and see what it does. Let me touch the edge here. It is sticky. It is sticky. But I'm going to apply a second coat. Hope I don't mess up the first coat. Put it on the second one, but we'll test it on the side spot and see what it does. But I'm not going to film the second coat because it looks the same as the first. But I'm going to put it on and I'll show you the after effects. Okay, it's been 30 minutes since coat 2, and what do you think? Seems like it's got a really good shine on there, and turned out pretty good. It's still tacky. It's still tacky to the touch, but it definitely has the shine. And to be honest with you, the second coat didn't really seem to do much more than what was already on there. And the second coat is super liquidy, because I guess the first coat is already doing its thing of keeping everything off your wheel. So when you go to add that second coat on there, it's much runnier. Doesn't seem to stick quite as well to the tires. So I think if you do a good prep job, hopefully like I did, and then put that one coat on there, you might not need a second coat. But if you do, just be careful while you're putting it on there. And even if you don't take the tires off like I did, or take the wheels off the car like I did, I would definitely use the tape, because I brushed it a couple times just in haste putting the product on. So I think the tape was a good idea, and of course it comes right off, as you can see, when you're done. So it's still a little tacky to the touch. I'm gonna let it dry a little longer before I put the tires back on. I'll wait till it's where I can touch it and it doesn't seem to be sticky. I don't know how long that takes, but I'll find out and let you know. I've seen on the videos that they rub their hands over it and everything, and it's not sticky at some point, and obviously those things would just get stuck to it. So I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit before I put the wheels back on. But here is how much I used. You can see 2 coats. I've still got plenty of product left, so I may try this on my daily driver and see if it works on that too, because this car stays in the garage and only goes out on fun days. So anyways, I'll get another shot here when we put it back on the car and see if we can tell the difference. But so far I think it looks pretty nice. I mean, it looks about what it would look like if I put tire shine on it, except for hopefully I won't have to apply anything for a while, but we'll see. Well, the tires are back on, and what do you think? There's the 2 coats of the Permashine. And so far, I mean, it looks good, but then of course so does any tire shine right after you put it on. The question is going to be, how long does it last? But I will let you guys know, I just did an update on the exhaust zip tie mod, and it's still on there. I got crawled under there while I had the car up just now, and the zip ties are still going strong. Don't need to replace them. They're just like when I put them on there about 4,000 miles ago. So I'll do an update on this as time goes, so you guys can get a fair review of if this stuff works or not. Right now it looks really good though. Actually, my tires have never looked so good before. So I'm gonna let it's still a little bit tacky when I touch it. Still a little tacky. So I'm just gonna let them hang there off the ground until it's not tacky anymore, and then I'll drop them down. And I know this is overkill. Most people aren't going to do this, but I figure I'll give it a fair shake anyway. That way, if I'm going to say it's terrible later, at least I know I did my best effort to making it do what it's supposed to do. So anyways, I'll keep you guys updated on it. But for now, that's the Permashine by Exoforma. Thanks for watching.